can make it live and share my screen. I'm sharing. Okay, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Sorry for the delay. How was your days? You finish your assessment? You didn't get it? Okay. Hanatu, I will give you the assessment today. Make sure you give it to them. Because today also there are 2 assessments. Okay. And all the physical and virtual participants, they need to do this activity. Okay? Eh? No, the assessment. Do you get the slides? Do you get the slide? I'm sorry about that. Is PDF you say? And share it. No. I already give them the content. I don't have access to the group, so they do, and I've given them the content. It is here in this laptop. I think you can see it. Those who are can you ask them to reduce the Hanato? So the assessment is there. Okay. I believe they will share the content as it is because there is a note and also there is a slides. So the additional information you can find in the note. Okay. Okay, let's start. Today I'm going to cover 2 topics. Okay. I'm going to cover 2 topics. One is robotics. The other is data science. Okay. And we'll see the relation of the robotics and data science into the artificial intelligence. You can have artificial intelligence without the data. And you can have a successful artificial intelligence without introducing a robotic. Okay, robotic is one of the components for the artificial intelligence, and it has way of application or mode of application. Okay, and we try to explore the robotic and its application related to the artificial intelligence. Okay, this is the key topics that we are going to discuss today. Excuse me. Okay, we'll start by introducing the robotics, key component of a robot, type of robots, the application of robotics, technology advancement, challenges in robotics, and the future of robots. Then finally, we'll conclude. This is one part of the lecture today. The second part will be based on data science. Okay, so I will ask you a question. What do you understand by robotics? Or when I say a robot, what does that mean? What do you understand by a robot? Yes, let me come closer.
Unlike machine that help us to activities that
Wow, that's good. Yeah. So a human kind of machine that does something similar to human. Yeah, good, good. Okay, any other? Any?
Like,
Yes?
it's anything, I understand it can be anything that is designed to act in a certain way.
That's absolutely right. Um, one country yesterday, let me check. Maybe I can see this. Yeah, but it's not easy to share. I have to use my phone, and some content will not be visible. It shouldn't be visible here. A country have developed a robot to construct a about 30-kilometer road with the robot. No human intervention. The only human intervention is monitoring this robot activity. They do the excavation, clearing everything, putting the letter and then putting the letter, adding the tar on it, doing the lines and everything, the safety measure and all drainage, all done by the robot. 30-kilometer, fully robotic. But you can say that this robot has to look like a human being before this can be possible. Some they are machinery, right? Some they look like a human when we want to imitate. That's what we call human robot. Okay. Sometime if you go to the industry where we do assembly and all these things, we introduce a robot, a machine that help us to do packing, folding clothes, pushing item from one place to another. All these are robots. Okay, so robotics is an interdisciplinary field combining a mechanical engineering, electrical, and computer science to create a machine that can perform a task autonomously. If you have any machinery that goes within this field, which is mechanical, electrical, and the intervention of computer science, that can help you to perform some tasks, small or big, that become a robot. When we are a kid, we know the robot is like just a toy, right? That sings, that moves, and all that. So that's a robot. But eventually, the robot exists for a long time. The car manufacturing companies like Toyota are heavily using robots to assemble their cars. Honda, Hyundai, all use robots. And they have more efficiency. That's why you see more cars of this company available. Now, Shanghai, they have more artificial intelligence kind of robots that help them to do the manufacturing. Okay? So it becomes easier. The human intervention is to monitor and evaluate the process. So what is the relationship between the robotics and artificial intelligence? What is the relationship? If you remove the artificial intelligence from the robotics, from the robot, actually you are removing the crucial future of the robot. The main reason why it become robot, and when we see robot help us to do other things that we can do and some we cannot do, is because of the introduction of artificial intelligence. You are fully aware that most of the time there is a rocket sent to Mars or Jupiter, wherever, that human being, have no experience of going there. They send a robot. Robot will go there, capture some information, and then send back, then do the simulation, see if it is possible to send a human to go there by himself and check and see. Okay? So this is how it is. The robot will be will have a strong relationship to the artificial intelligence because it needs to make a decision like a human being. If you have a dummy robot and you ask it to work in this room, that robot will not be successful to move around within this lab. When it start moving to hit this, it will try to keep hitting until it find a pass or push itself or push the object that stopped it until the battery finish or whatever hydraulic finish, then it fell down or it dead. But if it is artificial intelligent kind of robot, when it hits something, before it hit, it even know because of the sensor. And it recalibrate itself to make a shape and then move and go around, navigate like a human being. The same human being does, right? Sometimes mistakenly you hit yourself. Okay. Then you move and you continue. So the robot with artificial intelligent features also does the same thing. So it is crucial in a robot as it is enable the robot to process data, make a decision, adapt to the environment. It also adopt the environment. So applications, it can be in manufacturing, healthcare, space exploration, and many more. We talk about the autopilot. Autopilot is an example of robot. Okay, the car that drives itself is an example of robot. The high-speed train, in Japan, this country, Rwanda, and all that, with no driver, is an example of robot. Okay. The key component of robots, we have the mechanical structure, which is the main. When you are talking about robot, you are looking at something that can perform a task, either as a human being or as a machine, okay, or as a device. So it's a physical design that determines the mobility. Sometimes it has leg, arm, or wheel, right? This is the mechanical part. It has an arm, hand. Most of the robot has an arm. Some they have even a leg with arm. Some they have just a wheel to move from one place to another or to move an object. It has a sensor. This is one of the components because it needs to detect the surrounding. The sensor will detect, yeah, there is a human being, stop. No human being, go. There is an object, it is red light, stop. Green light, move. Yellow, slow down, and all that. Is that clear? So these can be in leather or cameras. There are some special type of camera, they can penetrate the radar. Okay? They can penetrate, the clouds. So this is like a radar camera, right? So it is quite important to know that we have also IR camera. Okay? So it uses a sensor to perceive the surrounding, to know what are the objects. I told you in the initial class that we started in the introductory level that all our cameras has a sensor, right? Most of the new smartphone, they have a sensors at the edge. If you open, you will see it. It looks like an antenna, but it's a sensor. It sensor all the objects around you. It creates a hologram of what is happening here. And it passes the information somewhere. And they use it for their own, So these are the things. Try to remove it. Your network will be interrupted also. You will not have the signal. So they embed it within the reception of your network. That's why now, without the GPS, even in your computer, if you try to see your location, you will see the location and it will show you right here. If you look at the building from the map, you will see you are right at this stage. They detect all this from the distance and all that. Okay, is that clear? So we have octotos, okay, octotos, which are the motors, okay, that perform a movement. These are electrical motors, sometimes hydraulic. It depends on the situation. In some case, the electrical motors will be not efficient to move the item. So you need to go through hydraulic. You know what is hydraulic, right? Some they don't know, right? You see this big machinery, right? Like a big truck. When they apply the brake, you see, right? Because it uses hydraulic. It's mixture of some fluid and air. So it gives it more power than the normal electrical motors and all that. Okay? It is mainly, usually, for the large object, the hydraulic. Okay? If you have a car, you know that there is this kind of mechanical jack and hydraulic jack, right? The hydraulic is easy, you pump it, it goes up. But the mechanical, you have to apply force. Okay? And so on. So it can be in electrical or hydraulic. Then we have the controllers. The controller is the brain that determine, make a decision, and allow it to perform and make the action based on the decision or based on the input of the data given to that machine. Then finally, power supply. There must be a power supply, right, to make this electrical component work. Without the voltage going in and out, it can't work. Okay, so there need for power supply. The energy source, such as a battery or a solar power, or any kind of way that you can generate an energy. It can be a kinetic energy or nuclear. Let's look at the type of robot. Okay, there are industrial robots which are used for manufacturing. Okay, they are kind of a robot that help in item which need a repetition. For example, repetitive item. You have to pack a Indomie package, right? Instead to hire a human being to be redoing it, just create one robot that will, the package come, just seal it and push it and so on. If you look at the car industry, the robot is assembling the car. The robot is, creating most of the component, especially the door handle and the welding. The robot does it. Putting the hinges, that let the car doors open, it's also done by the robot. Putting the dashboard is done by the robot. It comes in line, push this, and then go to the next. The next robot does something different. Before you know, the entire car is ready. Painting the car is done by robot. It is quite important to know that having the robot to do all these tasks is helping the human, right? If you have to do the painting, you inhale in all the chemicals, right? And then it has some impact in your life. The robot has no issue with that. Not breathing. Welding, it is not easy. You keep looking at the light of the welding, your eyes have got an issue, right? And also, you got a chance of getting the radiation also to your body. Okay, the robot can help you to do that. Then we have the service robot, which assists the human tasks such as healthcare, cleaning, and delivery. Okay, so this is a Roomba Pepe, they call it. So this kind of robot, it have in terms of a tax that deals with the healthcare. Okay, you go to some hospital in the developed countries, you don't need to interact with a human being in the reception. You interact with the robot. The robot give you directives where you go. Sometimes the robot even escort you. Yeah, it has a will, and it communicates. They put some picture, or sometimes they make it look like, the head like a human, and it turn around and this is the way. Sometimes with the hand, or sometimes with just a display on the screen. They use the same robot type to deliver medicine to the patient in contagious diseases. So if there is a word which is not like during cholera, right? We could use that. So we don't let human being goes in and give them medication or check on their health, because when the human come out, will go to other humans, right, that they are healthy, and they will be contaminated because he is contaminated. So why don't you send a robot? When the robot finish comes out in the staging, clean the robot with all the chemicals. Putting the chemical on your body is also dangerous, right? But on the robot's body, even if it's dangerous, the human life saved, right? So this is a thing. So it can be used for that, and it can be used for cleaning activities. Most of us have a vacuum cleaner that we just press in our living room. It goes, right? I have my dog, he's following that all the time. And they are playing, right? So delivery. The delivery is when you have a robot that can deliver items. Nowadays, we have some delivery service using drones, right? In some of the country, I've seen that. You order your pizza, the drone took it and send it to your door. Push the button and also. Then I've seen another drone. I think that was during COVID-19. It's a drone. This is the dark part, right? That did the robbery. Comes, talk to you. You are under arrest and with a gun. Give me your wallet. Put it on this. There is a box and they, put it there. People make this kind of to show people that hey, if things go wrong, you could be in danger. The gun is pointing at you. You don't know who is doing that, right? This guy may be heartless. If the robber is doing that, you know that he's going to shoot or not, right? His hand will be shaking like he don't really want to shoot. You can beg him, and this guy is robot. What can you do? You have to give everything. So people try to make some awareness on the dark part of the robot. But anyway, there is a delivery which allows us to get item from remote location. This can be used for delivery of a medication to the remote area. You imagine there is a road network and the bridge may be broken. The people in that need a rescue. How can you send them a shelter, food, or something? You can use a robot to cross and send them the items. Autonomous mobile robots. This is navigation independent, and it's a dynamic in terms of the environment, or it's in dynamic environment. So we can have this in a warehouse where a robot will come and do some evaluation of items here and move to other place and do the evaluation based on the given task. So if you have a warehouse, for example, you keep item, you don't want human being to be checking of all these items. You can put a robot, right? The human being can steal your cement, right? Can steal the rice, right? Can collide with someone to bring the car from behind and put all the rice and all that in the store, in the warehouse. You can steal things, right? But the robot has nothing to do with that, because the robot doesn't eat, and even if you take the money, will put it somewhere. He doesn't use it. So you can use the robot to avoid that from happening. Humanoid robot. These mimic the behavior of the human. So mostly when we talk about the robots, people have this in mind. Welcome. They have this in mind, the human kind of robot. Like what you mentioned. You see it with leg, arm, and the face. This is one of the example of the first Saudi citizen, which is Sophia. Okay, she's the first robot in the world to have not international, the Saudi Arabian citizen, right? Ship. And in anywhere in the world, there is no place where the robot has a citizenship. It has a Saudi passport. Saudi is the first country to give a citizenship to robot. So, right? So it mimic. The voice is a human voice. The face with the makeup look like a human. Okay? It has emotion like a human being. Okay? You try to provoke, it smile and try to, make itself like it doesn't mind, but it does. Okay? Because they make it look like a human. It has a human behavior and the appearance as well. We have the medical robot, which perform a surgical operations and assist in rehabilitation center. I talked about the telemedicine in the previous class, right? Where a physician in another country will be operating patient in another country. So technically, we have the physician in a remote location, the patient in remote location. And with the help of robot, the physician in his lab or in his office sitting down, controlling all the mechanical things, and that is reflecting to the other parts of the world or of the remote location. And then that machine is not the one doing by itself, but it has been done with the control of that physician. And it was done successfully. I've seen a heart transplant that was done using telemedicine. Though there are some doctors and nurses just watching to see what the doctors and nursing are doing there, over the internet. Okay? Exploration robot is used in the space, underwater, or hazardous environment. I have mentioned this, right? When we want to go to space, we don't have to rescue the human life. We can send a robot to go and get the information, the data, so that we prepare the worst scenario before we go there. The atmosphere, the temperature, and all this information can be captured using the special type of robot that is used for exploration. If there is anything like a nuclear power plant, some environment within that plant is not accessible to a human being. Even if the human is going there with the jacket and all that, protection, still got the radiation. And the problem with this kind of radiation, when you have the radiation in your body, you come out, you transfer the radiation to others. Okay, so it's a toxic radiation. So in that case, we can use a robot. The robot will be somewhere. When it finished, we can isolate. No problem. But the human being, can you isolate? You want to go back and continue his life. If you isolate, he will have a mental issue. During the COVID-19, many people got an issue, right? They got weird. And people start, dancing on the internet and all that, right? Because they have been demoralized in their homes. So they started doing things, stuff that you cannot even imagine. And this is the point of isolating people. You change their minds and they now reshape things which cannot be possible. It started from that COVID-19 because of that isolation. I'm sure. So we have done some research. Things were not possible. It started then as possible because people want to have some way to release their anger and to make their life continue. So these are the things. Instead of having all those kind of isolation of human being because it got contaminated with things, we can use the robot to go. Some place is more dangerous. About this rich person in UK that developed a small space ship that goes under the water. His company does that, and he uses that with his friend and his son and one more stuff. I think 7 of them. They go to discover that Titanic ship, and they disappear because something happened, right? They could have used that robot to go first, see the place, and then I think they have done it. But this time they want to go there by themselves. Among these people, some pay millions of dollars to just be part of this activity. And they are nowhere to be found now. Gone. Okay? So this is the tip. Instead to lose them, we can use a robot. Okay, we can even create gigantic robot to bring it back to the surface. Clear? So we don't need to lose anyone's life. Any question? Is there any question? Yes. Hmm. Yes, this is the idea. This is the idea. It depends on the situation. It depends on the situation. In some case, you can let the robot do it by itself, or in some case, you can take advantage of having this mechanical apparatus and do it by yourself. Yes. Yeah, to be a complete robot, it must have this component. Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm.
Disciplinary combination of mechanical and
Yes.
electrical.
Mhm. Yes.
For somebody who is totally blank,
Mm.
mechanical, electrical, and
Mm.
computer science.
Very good. Um, you know, computer science, you can take it as a measure that help any other field. Okay? Computer science, from computer science, we start to have machine learning, right? And then from machine learning, we have artificial intelligence. But artificial intelligence cannot be just artificial intelligence without application. Now we applied artificial intelligence into a mechanical with combined electrical to have some solution to some of our problem. What are the solution? We create a human-like structure using mechanical. The electrical comes in to create a circuit and make sure that the motors moving, and all that, wiring and just like the plane. There is mechanical, there is electrical, and there is a computer part of it. Okay, to make sure it works. Then the computer scientists come in to program it. This is what I want you to do at so stage. This is what I want you to do at so stage. The point of view being here to learn about AI is to understand, to appreciate that what are the mechanisms that will make the AI work and function, and how can we take advantage of those, AI features. Like I told you before we start the class, it's not necessarily that I need you to start knowing the application of AI in each of these applications. There are many applications in the next slide. Okay? Even the person that create all these algorithms, they don't have all the experience of where the AI is being used. And I give you an example of space. Did you see the person that create the algorithm go to space to see how the AI works? No, but he trusts that he can create an algorithm, mechanism, and send something, test it, and evaluate it based on the output. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, what is the question? How the robots perform surgery successfully? Okay. At the moment, the robot alone is not doing it. We use a telemedicine application of robot where a human being is controlling the robot from a remote location. For example, you have your computer in your home, right? You can remote control your computer from office. You have your cameras in your home. In your office, you can control your cameras and move the camera around to see the surrounding. This is an example of robot. And the same example of robot that does the operation. It's not the robot that does it. The robot is there, but it's in control of a human being. We can make it independent if we can simulate that human activity. Like the physician, we know what the physician can do at social stage. If something happened, he's going to do this, he's going to do this. If you have the series of what the task can be done and put in the brain of the robot can do it by itself. Absolutely 100%. But you have to understand that the human sometimes sees something and changes decision. That is where we are going into. Can the robot do the same? Is the robot at the moment capable of doing that? The robot is still baby. Some they say it's about 8 years, the AI itself, sorry. But I think no, it's less than 8 days. If you compare it with the baby, right? The 8 days baby, like one day after the naming ceremony, right? So it's just like that. Long way to go, yeah.
So does it mean this call it, is it home automation that you can?
No, if you say the automation, you can say semi-automated because somebody is involved, a human being is involved in controlling those objects. So this is semi-automated. If you go to Toyota factory, you will see in Toyota, all the robots are doing the activity by themselves. This is fully automated. They program everything because this is a task which is just known and can be repeated. And if there is an error, they know how to stop and recalibrate and start again by themselves. But in case of operations, before you put the razor and tear the scissors, whatever, you have different expectation. When you open, you have different expectation. You see something different. When you start the operation, something comes up. You have to change every time the decision based on what is currently happening. If the AI can do that, which I doubt at the moment, we can allow it to take this decision. Okay, this is where the machine learning comes. Here, if you are doing this operation with the camera and the camera has been analyzing all the series of the event, yes, we can push this to AI because the AI can learn this thing and can do it, can even do it better. But do you trust AI with the human life? Like something that we want to save our life, we give it to AI at the moment, right? Something that we want to save our life, we give it to human being. That's the part. But believe me, if you can manage to do that, right, a good algorithm that can make a decision by itself, that's the plan actually. This is what we are working on. But I don't think it's successful until now. Even if they say it's successful, I don't think it's successful. Right? Okay. So the applications. We use robotics in manufacturing, healthcare, agriculture, space exploration, military, and defense. Manufacturing, we have automation of assembly of packing and welding, assembly, all this kind of activity, like what we mentioned previously. Healthcare, we can have a precise surgical operation, rehabilitation, and elderly care. In the developed countries, when you get old, your children will send you to the daycare home, right? You know why? Because when you turn 18, they send you away also. Right? When you need them the most, right? At 18 is a critical age. This is where people become something else. That's why when they grow up, the parents are tired, okay, they send them to different place. The government now will take care of them. The same thing when you are 18, you now belong to the government, not to the parent. So this is the thing, right? This is the time they need you, right? I think when they get old, this is the time they need you to support them because they are supporting you while you are a baby. But they are happy what they are doing. They are happy with what they are doing, so we cannot intervene. But it doesn't mean that we have to do what they do, right? We eat differently, we look differently, we behave differently. The good thing we take, and the bad thing we just leave it with them. The same thing, they took the good thing from us, and they leave the bad thing. And let everyone be happy. Okay, so the healthcare, the agriculture, we can use this in planting seeds, monitoring, okay, doing some excavation, plant clearing, harvesting of the items, and we can do also monitoring of the health of the crops. When to put the fertilizer, when to and we can even fertilize the farm with the robot. The robot can help us to do that. Okay. Exploration, the space, we can use the robot in a Mars. Okay. We can go to Jupiter. We can use it for satellite repair in the space station. Usually when you have a human being, you look at this American film, right? They make it look like real, right? Okay. If you see someone trying to fix some hydraulic object that is not working, and then he mistakenly, then his unclip and then he start moving on the, going down, and his friend has to rescue, use a long, and then he almost to catch this guy, he couldn't, and he go back. It's a drama, right? And sometimes they rescue, and go, and then they bring the hero. They create the problem, and they want to show us they are hero, always. But anyway, so instead to be hero to create a robot that does it. You don't need to be hero in that. So we can use that in also military and defense for surveillance. Okay, and we can use it for also rescue operations. It's good when you have some drones, monitoring the activity of the human, especially in the area which is red light area or red mark area. Okay, like in Zamfara, Maiduguri. I don't know. The government has the money to deploy all these drones, right? To monitor, or even deploy one satellite to look, the satellite that can send a real life, which will be a static in that environment, to monitor all this activity. So I think that can help. We have a satellite. I was in the space last week. I think I finished this class before I went back the second day. And I was wondering, when I see the satellite where it is currently, it was not, on Nigeria. They say this is what they call it, the circulation time, something like that. They have their own terms, that it goes in series, so there is a time elapsed. It will go around the world at so time, and it goes round. And sometimes it is, that day it was on top of Saudi Arabia, moving on top. I said, come on, why can't we calibrate it to be somewhere close to Chad, right? Chad is our neighbor. At least we're taking care of our neighbor. We know if they are, planning something against us. When it go around, let it be to Nigeria. When it go back, let it be to Cotonou and Ghana, and come back to Nigeria, then go back to Chad, So I want every time to capture either myself or my neighbor. If it captures Saudi Arabia, we don't have any economical, rivalry between us and and by the way, it is the daytime. Around, I think, 2 to 3, it will capture the best part of Saudi Arabia. When it will come to Nigeria, it will come at night. Remember, we don't have a light. We will not see anything. It's strategic. We deploy this thing. We pay for it. But we are not using it. Somebody else use it. And they have something they call, sorry, this term skip of my mind. I should have it somewhere, but it will come back. Don't worry. It is now in a secondary memory. When we are children, we hold hand, right? Like this, right? We play, right? So this is what they call it. I forgot the word they use. And all this chain of satellite is going round. And what they do, if the satellite come to your country, you have the ground station, it will download. Any of these chain comes, it will download. So ours will go to someone's country, okay? Take all the nice image and all, and they can download the best. When theirs come to our country, we don't even have anything to download it. Our ground station is in China. The main, the backup here, which I'm not sure if it's working. So these are the things that we need to understand also to change. With the help of AI, we can solve all these problems, right? We can recalibrate it to be in Nigeria at the daytime so that we can monitor the activity. It's like we spend the money, but not for us, right? For other people to use it. Any countries, satellite comes, they would download it. Next come, they would download the information. It's like they have 7 hours, delayed before your satellite come back. But our satellite always come back to us at night. So we got more pictures from Dubai, from Saudi Arabia, the nice picture from Saudi Arabia and all that, we download. But our picture is not available. And who keep our pictures? Not ourselves, China. Our picture. How can that be possible? What's the point of having it? We are having it for China now to understand what is Nigeria, right? and this is another weapon against us. So civilian, it will help actually if we use this satellite as a robot and we can monitor the activities, we can take a decision in time. Okay, they were saying something when I went to that conference, and it's really disturbing. They say that our satellite, Nigerian satellite, is the first satellite to capture that tsunami in Indonesia. When the people in the space informed the Indonesian about the activity, because it is in the daytime, and they saw the sea is rising and deepening, they know there is a problem. When they told them, we Nigerian, right? They don't take us seriously. They ignore. They didn't take action. And that's why they lost a lot of life. Next time they see, oh, we can use Nigerian satellite. The next event that happens, they send a response team before it happens, few hours before the time, and they manage to save many people's life, and still Nigerian satellite. So every time Nigerian satellite is there somewhere helping other people, but not helping Nigeria. Do we have the government here? Sorry. Okay. Technological advancement. Okay. Technological advancement. We have the AI and machine learning that enhance the decision making. Okay. Autonomy and interaction with the environment. This artificial intelligence help to make the AI better. And like your question, whether we can let the AI to do the operation by itself. If we can achieve this part of the machine learning up to certain level, which is acceptable, why not? And we need to have a trust and the confidence, right? Why not? We can let the machine do it. And just look at the machine while it's doing it. If there is any correction, we can unplug the machine, right? And continue. So we have to be ready for that. Yesterday, I was talking to someone in that British Council conference, and he says, if we let the AI continue, we'll lose ourselves because we are now depending on AI. AI is a tool to help us do something which are difficult or faster, but we are not giving our life to AI. AI is not our God, right? So, but he don't agree with me, and I don't agree with him. I say it's like a bottle, right? You can put either a water or you can put a poison. It's just a tool. It depends on how you use it. If you think because there is AI that can help you to do things, you give everything to AI, it's fine. This is your choice. But many people will not do that. They will use AI to solve their own problem, but not giving everything to AI. Okay, and this is how it's supposed to be. So with the machine learning, we can enhance the decision making. Remember, if you have some very difficult task, and it will take you maybe a month before you solve that problem. If I give you an option of using some tools that can maybe take 7 minutes, will you agree with me and take it or not? Or will you say that because of AI, I don't want, I'll have to spend 1 week before I finish it? Definitely you will use AI, right? You save your time, you have more quality time and so on. And it may do it more precise or even better. Because sometimes you are in different mood, your reaction will be different, right? And sometimes you forget, like Hannatu, she forget to share the slide with you. If I ask the robot to do it, he will not forget. In Google, I have a robot that can do that. I have a robot. I can create an email to send at so time. That's robot, right? Schedule. So, sensor and precision. So we have advancement in vision system like LiDAR, 3D mapping that help these to be successful. So there is a sensor which can be used for precision. The sensor that sense surrounding, see object, identify it, and make a decision. Collaborative robots, which is a cobot, the working safety alongside a human. You have autopilot. In some autopilot, it's just a press button, right? In some autopilot, no, you bring the dummy of autopilot and keep it there, whichever way, right? Sometimes you are working with robot, mechanical, and things happen. Oh, okay, so I need to quickly finish this. Then we have the sub robot, which is flexible material, enabling delicate manipulation task. Okay. Then we have 5Gs and IoT, Internet of Things. The 5G, we can have the hologram. I have seen that in one of the country where a prince called, not the prince, the king called his son, and that son appear, and they have a chat. Let I say goodbye and disappear. The son appear in his living room or his palace, wherever, and they have a discussion. Okay, goodbye. The son in America, the father is, the country. With the hologram, it's a projection. The son has the same thing there, the father has the same thing here. The son also seeing the father going there because they have the same mechanism. They just project, like you have a video call, right? You have the phone. So they have advanced phone. Okay? So it can help with the 5G to make it better and no delay, no, like when you're having the MTN network, no, they have a dedicated line to make that happen. So it's real-time communication and robot remote operations. These 5G could be good in telemedicine in terms of network. Okay. Challenges in robotics, we have the cost, the high development and operational costs. To have the robot is quite costly. You have to determine whether having the robot to take care of your house as a guardman or hiring some village guy to do it for you. The village guy can connect with people and they will come at night, he open the door for them, they will arrest you, take your money, and he will tell them, slap me here and hit me here and tied me. Okay, he will collide everything because this happened, right? Happened many times. But the robot, can he do that? The robot can do that also. I told you, if you have your car, somebody come with some device, unlock your car, take the thing, you collide with the robot in your car. Give him a tips. Be quiet. Actually disabling it, right? And do what you want to do, and then close it and enable it and go back. The same thing. If things go wrong, the robot also can be controlled by someone to do something which is unexpected. So the safety, this is part of the safety, which ensuring the robot can do the work safely alongside the human. So you need to monitor the robot, right? You need to evaluate. If you see anything wrong with the robot, is misbehaving, okay, you need to understand whether mechanical, electrical, or the program, or it's been compromised. Okay, so the safety, ethic, and the legal issues. Okay, there will be accountability, job displacement, and privacy concern. You don't know. You have your robot, you do everything in front of your robot, you think it's a robot, right? But you don't know who has access to the content that the robot sees or hear or capture. Like the smart houses, right? You have a smart house. We have a smart house. I access my cameras in my house. I access the door. I can unlock, I can lock. But I don't know who else have the same access that I do. The company that I bought the lock and the security and the system, I know they do have because they have application. But I give a confidence, I have a confidence that they will not be, coming after me. But what if somebody has their system? He'll come and see, oh, this is the kind of system he used. Okay, I have this, I clone it, and he can see it. He can control, So these are the things. So there will be accountability, adaptability. Robot struggle in unstructured environment. If you have a structured environment, robot is easy going, right? Unstructured environment, it is difficult. I've mentioned this in the previous class where the driverless car can function in Nigeria, right? It's difficult, right? Because we don't have that infrastructure. In other countries, for the past 17 years, I know, for 20 years, I know that there is a car without a driver, especially the buses. They have their own lane. In that country, you cannot go on the bus lane from 7 to, I think, or 3. You go on that yellow line, you'll be fine. So they have the infrastructure, right? People don't cross the street anyhow. Yeah, we don't even have a flyover. We don't have underpass. There is a new train station somewhere, right? Is it new or I don't know? Before the stadium, there is a train station somewhere there. Unfortunately, I saw people today crossing the road because there wasn't any mode of transporting themselves. They have to just run, and we have to apply a brake. If not, we'll hit them. So can you have a robot bus here? And maybe it will work, but it's not going to work effectively, right? And efficiently. So that's the reason why the adaptability, it matters. You need to have something in place. If you have unstructured environment, the road system is not good. You see today there is a road here, tomorrow no road. They block it. The robot uses all the road system. If you block it, you have to tell the robot this road is not accessible. Otherwise it will crash. In Nigeria, you can see a road, but when you go there, there is no road. I've seen a new road, 5 kilometers. After I drive 5 kilometers, it finished. Then the latter. After the latter, nothing. Then I saw that there is a bridge, but I end up seeing a lake in front of me. I have two options. Whether I go inside the lake with the car or I turn around another 25 kilometers to start over again. Now go inside. Luckily, during the dry season, there is a small water going. So I just pass. When I go after the water, the small one, then the car stopped because it's very sandy. Oh, now I regret it. I wish I go back, right? So this is the thing. People can fake things even in Google and say that there is a road, especially the government, because they took the money, but they didn't do anything. It's really shows in the Google map because they use Google Earth to add this information. There is a bridge, but there's no bridge, not even letter, nothing. Okay, so future of robotics, increasing autonomy for complex tasks. Okay, and we have a human robot collaboration, which cobot working with the human in the vast environment. Sub robot to be more applicable in delicate and adaptive tasks. AI integration enhance the learning and decision-making capability. We have the mobile and connected robot, the use of Internet of Things and 5G to improve the communication and coordination. Internet of Things. Yeah, all these smart watches you have is Internet of Things. This shoe that you have, like Nike or Adidas, that count your movement and is connected with your phone, is Internet of Things. Your home is Internet of Things, the smart home. All these are Internet of Things. Okay? Smart houses, smart office, and all that. Smart cars, they use this Internet of Things. They get some information from the sensor, gesture, and all that, and pass the information to make a decision. They even monitor your health. You have Internet of Things with a glass. I've seen a student of mine, he used a Google Glass, right? And he's seeing screen bigger size, like 27 inches. And you can't see the screen, but he's seeing it. It's very tiny on the glass. And he has a small camera there. I thought it's a design, like a logo. Oh, later I say this is because the shape wasn't the shape that I know. It's customized. This is a Google Glass, and you want to go into the exam with this? He actually has all the slides inside, right? You do it like this. It's scroll up. You actually need to calibrate, right? Give the instruction. It understand how you move, how you go back, how you do this. You don't need to touch anything. You just goes up and you go down, you go down. With just the blink of your eye, it recognizes what you want. because they will give you some activity to perform and they will calibrate. This guy is having this. At that time, it was 6,000, I think about $6,000. Which is a cheat. Expensive cheating, right? Very expensive. I think about 8,000. Sorry, 6,000. I can't remember, but six. I don't know, 600 or 6,000. I can't remember. It was some years back. I think in 2016 or 2018. Okay. Robotics is transforming industry with the advancement in the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Future growth will focus on the greater autonomy, safety, and collaboration. Robotics will continue to revolutionize the sector such as healthcare, manufacturing, agriculture, and space exploration. These are the areas where we need the robot to contribute so that we can revolutionize that particular environment. Is there any question? I will share this content to you again. I was asked to create a Google Classroom. Did they send you the code? Have you enrolled in the classroom? If you do, I will send it on the classroom. The classroom? Okay, I'll give you the code. Let's see. Because I sent one, it doesn't work, but I sent the second one. I believe it works. Let me open the other slide before we continue. Hold on, sir. Yes. Okay, it functions as hold on. You give a defined activity for the robot to perform. You give a predefined activity for the robot to perform. That is how it works in the past. But now you can let the robot to take a decision. Okay? Also, this decision is, to me, kind of semi-automated. You need to monitor, right? Otherwise, things can go wrong. Okay, let me see. Okay, hold on, I need to refresh. Science. This is the second part. Okay, data science is quite important when you talk about the artificial intelligence. Because whatever you do, the machine learn from the data, right? How you get the data, how you collect the data, how you process it, how you clean it, how you model the data, it all depends on, um, it's all part of the activity that required for the artificial intelligence. So we are looking into the unlocking insight from the data. It is quite important to unlock the insight from the data. Not just having the data, but visualizing the data, making sense from the data, it's quite important. And that's how the artificial intelligence become artificial and intelligent. It uses the existing data and make sense and make a decision from that. So these are the key topics. What is the data science? Key component of the data science, application of the data science, challenges that we have in the data science, the future of data science, and finally we'll conclude. So what is the data science? What is the data science? What do you understand by data science? It's a science of data, right? The data of science. I asked a student, what do you understand by data science? They say it's a data of science. Eh? And science of data. So I'm wondering. So data science is the interdisciplinary field that uses a scientific method, algorithm, and process to extract insight from the data. We use what? We use a scientific method. It's not any kind of method. It has to be a scientific because we want it to make sense. Algorithm, some flow, structure, which is predefined to work, either using neural network, fuzzy, and so on. Process. It needs to be processed. After you apply the method, apply the algorithm, you need to process it, right? To what? To extract the insight, to extract the meaning in that particular data, to get the pattern and to get the meaning from the data. It combines statistics, computer science, and domain knowledge to solve a complex problem. It's not one field. It involves mathematician, okay, which is the statistics part. It involves the computer science guy that write the algorithm, and it involves the domain knowledge, okay, which can be processed. So we can apply the data science in health, we can apply it in engineering, we can apply it in any field you can think of. Okay? The gurus are the scientific method, which is the statistician or the mathematician, algorithm, which is the computer scientist, and the process, that guy from the field or the guy that learn about the field, okay, which is the domain of that knowledge. And what is the point? To solve a complex problem. It is relevant actually because it's critical in areas like business, healthcare, finance, and technology. We use it in, which one is the first one? Business, because money, right? Mostly we focus on healthcare because without health, we can't do anything, right? And it's crucial here. But believe me, this is business-oriented side. We need to give you some, hey, you will make money, right? It's more about money than your health. Then, business and finance. I'm even confused now. Which one is which? Which one is not which? To me, it's the same, right? Business and finance. To me, I don't know about you. And technology. Technology is the last. I don't know why, but the technology is the core, right? Actually, the technology should be the key features. Okay, let's look at it in this way. The key component of data science, we have the data collection. You can call it also a process of a data science. Data collection, data cleaning and pre-processing, then exploration or explanatory data analysis, EDA, data modeling and machine learning, data visualization, interpretation and communication. So we have the data collection, gathering the data from multiple sources. How we got the data? From Facebook, from YouTube, from Instagram, from Twitter, from X, from Z, wherever. Okay? And data cleaning and pre-processing. What are the data we collect from Facebook, for example? A massive amount of data. What are the data? We have reel, we have story, we have status, we have what? Post, we have live location, we have reaction, we have like, we have comments, right? We have like of comment, we have comment of comments, reply, right? The thread. We have live, we have share. Too many things, right? Sometimes things come back to it. Crazy. So a lot of data, right? This data we need to understand. They are not structured. We need to understand what is it for. And we do the data cleaning and pre-processing. This is where we extract what we want, we clean, we put it in a model to understand, and we pre-process it, not final processing. Then after doing that, we identify the categorical data, non-categorical data, ordinal data, structured data, unstructured data. We do that in the cleaning part. Then we do some explanatory data analysis to find the exponential, hierarchy, pie chart, bar chart, line, scattered plot, okay, and so on. To discover the pattern and the trend, which one higher, outliers, normally distributed, and so on, skewed. Then we do the data modeling and machine learning. That model that we have, we now apply it with the algorithm, the mathematical model, the algorithm, and the knowledge of domain, or the domain of the knowledge will come here to apply the algorithm and to predict the outcomes. After doing that, we still need to go far, right? To make sure we have the visualization of the output from this. Okay, we can do this using graph chart and just to represent the findings of how this information is turned into. I have a customer, most of my customers from Abuja. And from Abuja where? And why? Are they male or female? So what I'm selling is related to female. Oh, definitely that's the reason. I make inside, right? No, it's basically a man's shoe. So unless if the wife want to buy for her husband, right? And so on. So we can make insight. And so we can understand our customer to make better decision and make them, feel better in terms of what they need. We know what they need. We can provide more so that we can retain our customers. Interpretation and communication. This is a part of understanding. After understanding, then you interpret. Oh, yeah, the people in Abuja, they like this kind of thing. Because in Abuja, you start to make sense, from the data. You interpret the data. After having the graph and all the analysis, then you start interpreting, making insights. So let's look at the data collection. There are a number of sources of data. So we can have database, sensor, social media, and more. We can have data that can be collected from different sources, okay? And we have some challenges. Mapping large volume of structured and unstructured data. If you have structured data, it's okay. But when it is in large quantity, you need some tools that will help you to do that particular mapping. For example, BigQuery, MongoDB, and so on, okay? These are kind of tools that can be used for large amount of data. Power ID or Power BI. Okay, Power BI. And unstructured data, how do you go about it? You need to do some structuring, right? To make sure that unstructured data can be useful. You do some clustering so that you understand the pattern. Importance, it's accurate data collection is essential for mapping or meaningful analysis. If you have accurate data collection method, you seems to have most of your problem solved because you are going to have a meaningful analysis or essential meaningful data analysis. Data cleaning and pre-processing. The technique here will be a normalization of data. You standardize the data value. When you create your database, you need to normalize your data to make sure that the hierarchy of the data or the relationship of the data, it exists and not too tight. For example, I have a student that is attending my class. That student cannot be at the same time attending another class, correct? I have a class to attend. I cannot have another class at the same time. I need to normalize it that I can only be at one place at a time. I can be one lecturer having more students in the class. That is okay. Okay, but not many students having many lecturers in the class. This is impossible, right? Like a car, you have more than one driver. Is it possible? Maybe. Because the plane, we have co-pilot, right? So maybe you have conductor, but not driver. Okay, so missing data, you need to know how to handle the missing data. It's quite important. Sometimes you collect the data. I talked about the missing data, right, in the previous class, right? You have the data which is not complete. What do you do? How do you handle it? You put the mean, or you put the variance, or you put what? What do you do? How do you handle it? It's quite important. And also it depends on the domain. In normal practice, we use the mean. But in some practice, you cannot use the mean. You have to use a different method. Outlier detection, you have to be able to detect the outlier. In this class today is normally distributed. But usually we have unnormally distributed. We have outlier, right? Like one person is higher age and one person is very low, right? Sometimes two, but today is normally distributed. What is the goal? To ensure the data is accurate and consistent before you start the analysis. That's why you need to do the cleaning and pre-processing. Sometimes, at first when I see this, I thought it's not a cleaning, it's a data cooking. I still have this mentality of it is data cooking. If you call it that cleaning, right? I still have this as data cooking. But if you extract what you need actually and use it, then I think that's my mentality. But this is not what they believe. They believe data cleaning and the pre-processing, you have to, organize this data, handle the missing value, and so on. So if you don't do that, your analysis will be in hell. And I've tried without this, it gives me very discrepant results. Is that clear? So you can have accurate data before that. Explanatory data analysis. The purpose is to have understanding of the pattern of the relationship between the before building the method. And method actually is to visualization. For the visualization, you can have that histogram, scattered plot, and so on for summary of the statistics. Okay, and then the outcomes, you are generating a hypothesis to identify the trend and detect the outliers. The outliers could be simply defined in the variation, right? Sometimes you're looking into the correlation, see if there's any correlation or not. Data modeling and machine learning. We are talking about supervised, unsupervised, and the last one is in the previous class. Reinforce. Very good. So you are current. I'm happy. Okay, so supervise is training the model with the level data. So classification, regression, and all that is part of the supervise. Unsupervised is identifying the hidden pattern in the data without labeling, like clustering. Okay. Then advanced techniques, which is the reinforcement. So it's a deep learning while you do the reinforcement. So you see what we discussed in the previous class now start to be applied, right? So we know all the terms, now we start applying it. And this is how we do it until we finish this course. Data visualization, the purpose is to have or to convey the complex insight in the simple, understandable way. Okay, and the tools we can use is Tableau, Power BI, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. These are the example. We have SPSS, we have JAMP, you have StatDis, and so on. Then for the benefit, we make a data accessible for the stakeholder. And what the stakeholder did with the data or use data for decision making, faster and better decision making. Application of the data science we can apply in health. Now health, right? Not business. Health, finance, marketing. Marketing and finance totally is business, right? Retail also business, right? And then transportation, also business, right? Everything is business here. So we can predict the model for diseases detection and patient outcomes. Before the corona, we can detect that the corona may happen, and this is a mortality rate, and this is the expected vaccine, and this could be, the output of the, recovered patient and so on. We can have that model ready. I think they do something like that. They detected how many people need to die before they got crazy. Yeah, but the statistics sometimes say something and then in reality something happened, because the human body is another intelligent, artificially intelligence, right? Or naturally intelligence, because the cells in your body has a memory. This is one thing I learned from the biology. Each cell has a memory and it keep that memory, okay? And that's why sometimes a disease come to your body, you recover. Next time it comes, you don't get infected because of that cell's memory. Because this guy is not. I don't have a handshake with you. Last time you sneeze and in your hand I had shake. I cut something. This time, no handshake. Go. Okay. So this is how the cells in our body works. And how many cells in one drop of blood? Millions, right? Millions. Then finance, we can detect the fraud, risk assessment, and this can be done with the algorithm trading, where you're doing online trading and all that. Okay. Marketing, customer segmentation. It's quite important to segment your customer, know your customer, what they need, and then provide them recommendation. Okay. They are at home, they don't need anything, but you provide a recommendation. Oh, now they want it, right? They want it. Which one is more important, need or want? I'm sometimes confused. I think need is need, right? You really need it. Maybe you can't do without it. But want is, without it, you can still manage, right? Yeah. So the recommendation help you in want. Yeah, because it's now 50% off, 70% off. Do we have 70% off in Nigeria? I have bought an item with 80% off. I don't know when we'll start making sales. Like December is approaching. I didn't see any sales, right? Usually, this is a time where we put item away and bring a new item for the new year. The new item will come with the new price. The previous item will do some discount because we already recovered all the money. So we sell it because we want to clean up. In some country, they finish the sales, still item there, they trash it. And that's when you see these people bringing this dealer, right? And you see it with the tag, right? Because it's coming from the shop. That's mean nobody wants it. Even if you give them free, they don't want it. Buy one, get two, or buy one, get three. It's crazy, but people still don't want it. So they bring it to the country for dumping stage, right? Our country, God help us. They retail the sales forecasting, inventory, and management. Transportation, we have the traffic detection, and autonomous vehicle, which vehicle that can be transporting itself automatically. Challenges. There are several challenges related to the data science. We have the data quality. The data need to be a good data. If the data is not collected well, there will be a problem, right, in the decision making. So ensuring the data accuracy and consistency. Today, your boss asks you to give me data about our customer. You go to the Facebook, you get the data. Tomorrow, you go to the Instagram, you give him the data. Okay, Instagram, Facebook, the same, right? But you go to the Twitter and give him the data. He already has a model of a Facebook. Now you give him a Twitter. They have different API and they have different model of the structure of the data. Or you go to TikTok. Problem, right? Tomorrow you need to be consistent. Or maybe both, or maybe this particular. And you need to be accurate. Accurate. I'm looking for data for the sales. You are giving me data for the following. Is that accurate? There is a problem, right? Then data privacy and security, protection of sensitive information. You have to protect the sensitive information of your client, customers. Model interoperability. You need to have a model that understanding how the complex model makes a decision. So you need to have understanding on how the complex model make a decision. You need to develop a model that will take care of the complex situation. Okay, complex situation that will work in operational procedure. Skill gaps, the storage of the skills, data, science. You need to have some storage where the data can be stored. Future of the data science, we can have this in the automation of data science as a tool like auto ML, auto machine learning, making it easier to build the models. Explainable AI, focus on improving the model transparency. The big data integration is analyzing the large amount of complex data set. The AI and the deep learning, continuing advancement in the machine learning techniques. In conclusion, we have the summary. The data science is transforming the industry by turning the data into actionable insight, while the challenges focus on the data quality, privacy, and the model complexity need to be addressed. The future, which is the automation, explainable AI, and the big data integration, will shape the future of the data science. Is there any question? Yes, a lot of question, right? I think this lecture is easy, right? The two lectures are easy because we start to go into the application of AI in this field. And these are the key components of AI also. The data, the robotics, they quite contribute a lot. Okay, sign your attendance and I will just give you the code of classroom now. Let me see. Okay. How can you how can you know the reliability of your source of data? So it's you and you, right? You know the reliability of the source of your data. I should ask you, how do you know the reliability of your source of your data? So it's now asking me, how did I know the reliability of my data, right? Okay. If I know my data is secured in a secure location, I know it's reliable. But if I'm not sure, I'm not sure. First, the place where the source of your data need to be a reliable source of data. The data, you have to make sure it's not compromised. You are not getting the data from any kind of database. Even there is open source data, you need to make sure that there is a correct and a standardized use of API to get this data. That's the only way. If you are getting the data from Facebook, you have to make sure you use direct API with Facebook, not third party. Okay, some they go with the third party if they trust the third party, but I like to go with the manufacturer or the platform by themselves. Okay, so introduction to artificial intelligence. Any other question? The program with artificial intelligence and program without artificial intelligence, they are of two different things. You have with artificial intelligence that have to make a decision at certain point by itself, and without artificial intelligence, everything has to be manual. For example, you have two different types of washing machine or three. There is a washing machine usually in our home, right? That we soak the item, it spins, then we remove, we throw the water, we soak again, it spins, and then later we have to squeeze it, right? And dry it. Some machine you just press, it put the detergent by itself, it put the water by itself, it wash second time, it then spin it, rain it and spin it, and also spin it until like you can even iron it. From the drum to the table for ironing, right? This is with AI. It detects how much kilogram of cloth you put on that machine. It knows automatically. It has a sensor because it has AI. Okay, it knows how much quantity of water it needs to put. It knows how much detergent it needs to, apply to that because it has AI. The other one, you may be putting too much detergent, right? This one, you put the pack of your detergent, liquid one, it takes from the container and just apply it. If there is no water flow, it tells you water is not coming. That one, can it tell you? No, because no AI. This one will detect the water level is not until now up to this. There is a problem. It will tell you the water is not coming after some time. Okay? Maybe the filter is blocked because there is spaghetti or some dust or sand. So it blocks. So it tells you. Is that clear? Yes?
Means that you cannot work alone. Yeah, you have to be in collaboration with other produce or develop anything. So that should be a mechanical part, an electrical part.
Yes. Yes.
So
It's an interdisciplinary.
Produce.
Unless if you are in all the field. I have a friend of mine while I was studying abroad. He has 3 supervisors, one from computer science, one from petroleum engineering, one electrical and electronic. He's doing massive project. This guy is crazy. He's a mathematician, and he can go around with all this. He's now the dean of computer engineering in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. He's excellent student. I've never seen a student like him where he, tried to go different major, and his thesis touch all these petroleum, electrical, and computer science. He do model, he do simulation. Okay, this is the code. NZM, let me share it here. Hold on, let me share it somewhere. No, no, no. Sorry, not this. Hold on. Can you try it if you can access? For those who are online, this is your code. This is your class code. Can I make it bigger? Hold on. This is your Google Classroom codes. NBP2RMN. Try it. It's accessible, right? Then I will check and see who are okay, who are in the class now. Then later I will share the content on the classroom and the assessment, okay? So you have to submit in the classroom. Clear? Oh, I didn't see any. Oh, okay. People are coming now. Okay. Okay. So let me try to share this content. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. Introduction to AI, I think it's ready. Both slides and okay, material. Okay. Lecture note week 2 is there also. Week 3. Can you see the contents? Okay, then assessment, assignment. So I'll give you 4 assessment, okay? And like today's assessment will be in 2 topic, but the same grade, okay? So robotic and data science. So let me put the due date. This one I'll make it until next week. This December 5th. Check if you see any assessment. Um, three. Okay. Okay. If you're done, we can call it a day, and we'll have another class. Okay. A week. No, just 2. I'm not giving one as week 1. Okay. Okay. Take the code and send it. Hold on. X, Y, K. Okay. This is NDT 2RMN. Just type it for them. Okay, thank you very much. See you next.